Hey guys, it's Lindsay, aka the Allergy Queen. Today I want to kick off Battle of the Brands with primers. I look for a couple things in my primer personally, and the biggest one is, does it do what it says it's going to do? If it says it's going to fill in pores, minimize pores and lines and wrinkles, does it actually do that? If it says it's hydrating, does it actually do that? I also want to make sure that it doesn't make my makeup look cakey, that doesn't move around underneath my foundation. So I have 7 primers that are like my favorites, and then I'm just going to start from my least favorite to my absolute die-hard favorite. My least favorite out of the bunch is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus primer. It is $4.99 at drugstore, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, wherever you want to go to pick it up. It says it is supposed to minimize appearance of pores, fill in lines and wrinkles, even skin tone, and prevent foundation from caking and brighten your complexion. Now, I did notice that it actually settled into my lines and wrinkles rather than smoothing them over. So that's kind of why it's at the bottom here, but it did make my makeup last. It did not get cakey. My foundation did not move around on top of it. And it wasn't drying. It wasn't necessarily hydrating, which I prefer in a primer because I have very dry skin, but it wasn't drying. So that's why it gets to make this list. The next one is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Primer. It's this little guy here. He is $6 to $7 depending on where you pick him up. Again, drugstore, Walmart, Walgreens, wherever you can pick it up. It does say that it's supposed to last up to 8 hours and extend your makeup wear, skin perfecting formula, visibly blurs and minimize pores and imperfections. It is a thicker formula, but it does feel a little bit more hydrating to me than the Wet n Wild one, which is why it's higher on my list. It did extend my makeup. I did notice that it blurred my pores a little bit, which I appreciate. My skin did look smoother, and it didn't cake, and my foundation didn't move around on top of it. So that's why it kind of beats the Wet n Wild primer there. Now my next primer next on my list, there's kind of 3 that are kind of tied at this number 4 spot, just because I like them for different reasons. This one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. It's this little guy here. Yeah, $42. So this little bottle is expensive, but it's supposed to be a primer and moisturizer in one with 24 hours hydration, non-greasy, quick dry formula that's supposed to lock in your makeup and make it last. What I noticed with this one, it was more of a moisturizer than a primer, but I like to use it just specifically in my dry spot, which I tend to get like on my chin, around my nose, and on my forehead. I like to just use it in those target areas when I'm having those issues. Kind of expensive for just using it in target areas, but it will last me a lot longer that way. And I did notice when I used it all over the face, it actually broke my foundation up. I did try to use a different foundation on top of it to see if it was just maybe the foundation and the primer didn't like each other, but I noticed it with a couple different foundations. So that's why I only like to use it in target areas for when I have dry skin. Okay. All right. Next on my list is the Nuance by Salma Hayek Flawless Finish Blur Perfection Primer. This is my favorite one to fill in pores. And again, I use it just in those target areas, down my nose, across the bridge of my cheeks. This one's fantastic. It is $12.99 and I've only ever found it at CVS. So if you don't have a CVS, I'm sorry, but it is really, really great. And you may be able to order it online. I don't even know. I should probably look that up before I talk about it in the video, but anyway, tangent. So this says that it is supposed to help tone, condition, and smooth skin. Oh my goodness, Lindsay, slow down. Has ginger root that's supposed to help to reduce the appearance of redness and improve the evenness of skin and help it look radiant with a matte finish. Again, like I said, I did notice that it minimized my pores. It did smooth my skin out more. I did not notice any difference in the appearance of redness or in my fine lines. But it is non-drying matte finish, which for somebody with really dry skin is difficult to find. So that is why it gets to sit at the number 4 spot also. All right, number 3 on my list is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I love this guy, but again, he's expensive. So I have the little travel size here out of the Sephora Play Box that I got a month or so ago. The full size is 30 mils and that is $54. Ouch. So that is why I have not repurchased. I did have the travel size, or not the travel size, the trial size. I think it's like 15 ounces or 10 ounces, something like that in that area. I did have that. I used that fully and completely up, and then I actually happened to get the travel size before I could go buy the full size. So I haven't actually had to spend the $52 yet, but it is worth it. It is a fabulous primer. It does say that it is supposed to conceal redness and rosacea, even skin tone, minimize the look of visible pores, fine lines and imperfections, create a smooth surface so that your makeup glides on and stays on all day. Let me flip my notes here real quick. Okay, so the only thing I noticed that it says it's supposed to do that it didn't do was reduce redness. I get redness usually right in here around my nose, and I didn't notice a difference in that with the primer, but it is very light. It is non-greasy. My foundation did not move on top of it. It wasn't necessarily hydrating, but it wasn't drying either, which is fabulous for me. And it did make my makeup last a heck of a lot longer. So that is why it gets to be at the number 3 spot. It is really, really good. If you can make the splurge on it, it's good. I recommend getting that little trial size first to see if you like it, because that's not as expensive. I think that's around $20. Don't quote me on that because I don't have that information in front of me, but if I remember when I bought it, I believe it was around $25 to try it out to see if you like it, then buy the full size. That would be what I would recommend. Okay, my number 2 on the list, I use every single day since I have purchased this. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer Mist. It's a fabulous little bottle. It does have like the little squirty. It's got a nice mist. You can see it, but it feels very fine. It smells like coconut. It's actually got coconut water in it. And I use it first thing in the morning, whether I'm going to put makeup on or not, and just spritz it on my face, let it sink in. It helps to hydrate my skin back up, kind of make it look healthier and dewier, and just give it a nice glow, even if I'm not going to wear makeup that day. And like I said, it smells fabulous. Oh my goodness. Smelling it right now, it's so good. I don't have anything bad to say about that. It's fantastic. The only thing I would say is that I do not use it alone. I do use it as like a first step, but I don't use it ever alone when I'm going to wear makeup. So I guess that's kind of the only bad thing I could really say about that. All right, my number one is the LaLaFox Air Primer. It's this lovely little guy right here. I found this guy, this is $10 at Walmart. Oh, this guy, this Sheer Envy, $6, $6, and I picked this up as well at Walmart as well. So not, you know, super expensive, but, you know, number two on my list personally. So if you want to try it out, it's great and won't cost you, you know, an arm and a leg. Okay, back to my number one, which is this LaLaFox Air Primer. This one, again, I picked up at Walmart. I actually picked this up on sale. It was actually like $3, and I thought, why not? I'll try it. It's $3. Originally, it is $10. This is the best primer I have ever found. It is fantastic. It goes on and it says it's air primer, and it does. It's so lightweight. It's even lighter than the Mineral Veil. It makes the skin smooth and feel just baby soft. My makeup doesn't move around on top of it. It locks it in. It makes it last a long time. It does not sink into my lines and wrinkles. It doesn't minimize my pores, but it also doesn't say that it's going to, so I can't expect it from this primer, but it does everything else. If you are if you are looking for a really good primer, this one right here, this is my number one. I can't recommend it enough. Like I said, I found it at Walmart, and you may have to order it online at the Walmart online, because I don't know if they continuously keep this in every Walmart store, but I was able to find it online at walmart.com. So, that's it. That's the list. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That would really help me out. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye.